Oh, I could have just.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to. What? I gotta do the intro.
Yeah,
Do you want to do the intro? You want me to do it, or you want to do it? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Corn Corner podcast. Today, for our audio-only viewers, you'll see just me. But don't worry, Cam is here in the bones, in the flesh. Got all the bones that a human could want or need in you. Are you missing any bones? Tell me. Tell me.
Parts of bones. I'm. Can you not hear me?
What are you talking about? You missing part of bone? What bone?
Because I had my nose broken so many times. I had a bone spur that I had to get shaved off, so part of my nose bone is missing, and then I have an extra bone in my left foot.
Well, I'll tell you what, one bone that corn dogs aren't missing is the funny bone. And we're going to be here with you today, so grab that coffee and settle on in. Now, before we get into the topic, I do have a question. How do you have an extra bone in your left foot? What is that? How does that work? How does that kind of thing work?
Because of bone spurs also. It broke when I was young, and then it, formed that way with a little, it was like, I'm going to go this way. And my foot was like, all right, that's fine.
How many bone spurs per extra bone is it? What's that math? What's that ratio?
I don't think there's a hard and fast rule to that at all. I think that it's a life finds a way situation where what happens, happens. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, as Doris Day said.
Que sera, sera. Well, people, with that note, we're going to be going into the topic of the episode. Last week, we talked about dog. And that's one of America's favorite animal. It's one of the favorite animals of the world, really, anywhere. And we're going to be talking about the second favorite animal of many people, which is cat. They have been known throughout history for being friend and being foe, mainly being foe. And we're going to really get into it today with one of an expert in cat.
Sure. What's you have a little cat experience. I don't know beyond Streets, who you've talked about on here before. I don't know what else cat experience you have, in real life firsthand.
I don't care for him.
How much of a fucking delay is there? I feel like I'm talking to a newscaster when when you're watching the news or the Olympics or something and someone's doing coverage from abroad and they're like, so how are we doing over there today, Jeff? And then they go to Jeff and he's like, yeah, it's a really warm day out. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was just a joke I did there.
Oh, okay.
No, I think we're on the same page. I think I was just taking time to really take in what you're saying, because a lot of the things you see on this podcast are wiser than words. So I like to let them like to let them sink in.
And the good thing about a podcast, the thing that people really like, an audio format thing, especially where they're not watching, is long pauses of pensive silence, so they aren't sure, what's up.
I think most people pull over to the side of the road when they got this on, when they're audio only. I think most people will probably be doing that.
That's how it actually
and
works.
If you're not, then pull on over into Cracker Barrel parking lot, get yourself a big gulp and settle on down, because we're going to put a lot of audio visual type of help on there. You're going to miss Cam right now rubbing his eyeball. He's got a itchy eyeball, maybe a little bit tired. You can guarantee that he's a little bit tired. He always is.
It's so itchy also. I feel like I have worse allergies in the fall than I do in any other season, even though fall is my favorite. But,
No, let's get into it. So one of the things about cat is that a lot of people, it will make their eye itch.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced this sort of thing?
No. I'm not allergic to cats. And if I was, it'd be a major problem, because I grew up in a household of, there were 6 cats. Constantly there was
too many.
Multiple cats. Yeah, well. It's just how
too
it was.
Many. What were their
2
names?
of them were outdoor cats. Okay, so we had...
That was their names?
The outdoor cats... No, yeah, the outdoor cats.
That's a bad name.
Give them...
They were in a band or something called
those
the Outdoor
two-
Cats?
There probably there has to be like some it's like a zoot suit band, like, you know, Brian Setzer Orchestra and the Outdoor Cats. So, I don't know. Anyway, so
That's good.
there were two outdoor cats, and one was named Cyril, after one of the Neville brothers, but we called him Mr. Head because he was a Maine Coon cat, and he had he was huge, but he had a huge head. So just called him Mr. Head. And then there was Cruiser, who I don't know how she got that name, but she was a barn cat that like one of my sisters got rescued from the horse barn that we used to go to. But she also, those two were outside all the time, but like in the garage outside, where they had like a little den in the garage, but then they would just like roam around outdoors. I don't know. And then inside we had Cookie, which was a recurring cat name also. This was like Cookie 2 or 3. One of my earliest memories is Cookie 1 dying. Which isn't funny, but you know, these things happen. You live on a country road, your cat could get hit by a car if you let it outside. That's why some cats belong indoors. So, and then there was Simone, who was a gray, or one of those Russian blue cats, like that. But was just
You're
awful
with all these
also.
exotic cats. What do you do?
I have no
finding
idea.
all these
But it
cats
wasn't
that
like-
are like prized possessions.
We didn't buy them, like we didn't get breeder. We always adopted or found stray animals, and that was it. So I really don't.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
these you do acknowledge that these cats are like, these are cats that people pay a lot
Yeah.
of money for.
Yeah, which is absurd to me, but still, yeah, very weird.
All right, go on. Cookie
Then-
1, 2, 3,
on.
the Outdoor Brothers.
Yeah, brother and sister, first of all. And then there's one named Cleo, who was a lot of C names. I'm now realizing. Cyril, Cruiser,
Do
Cleo.
you think it's because
Cookie.
Cherie named him?
Yeah, what a good point, honestly.
You ever think about that?
It's a good one. Cleo is one of the stripy cats with the M on the forehead. That kind of cat. I forget what they're called.
It's for mayonnaise.
And then-
a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, exactly. And then the best one was my lifelong cat, Tom, who was an orange cat that I got when I was 1, that lived until he was 17. Great cat.
What? So I can't, and I'm not good at mental math, but you would have been like what?
17.
Well, if you were 1, that cat was also 1, had the same birthday as you.
Yeah, he was like got him when he was a kitten. So we were the same age.
But the birthday is what I'm asking about. Trying to get down to
I
brass
don't know.
talk.
I'm not one of those people that, you know how people do like my dog's birthday or my dog's gotcha day or whatever to celebrate it. I just can't be bothered with that. I don't know when my pet's birthday is. I know that like Neptune's fucking old. I don't.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
He had a birthday though at one point, I imagine.
He was born on a day, so I imagine there is a alphanumeric value ascribed to that.
It really makes you think. So that's a lot of different cats. What kind of y'all would feed them different things in little saucer, milk and saucer bowl kind of thing?
Yeah, you're not actually supposed to give cats milk. That's a lot of people don't know that. Like not
Let's get into
not
it.
cow milk. Yeah, it's bad.
Tell
for
us
them.
about that,
Little
because
digestive.
They seem to like it. They seem to lap that stuff up.
Well, you know, animals eat literal poison and like it, so that doesn't mean you give it to them.
I would say the cat has been kind of co-opted into Halloween.
Yeah.
And witches
Why
love
do you
this
think?
animal.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know. But I'll tell you what, when you see a witch, you can almost be certain she's going to have broom and she's going to have cat. Why do you think
Yeah.
that is? If anybody knows, it's got to be you.
I don't know where the lore started, but I think there's always been a thing surrounding cats as they're like a dog is to man's best friend as a cat is to harbinger of the underworld. And like there used to be myths about cats stealing your soul while you're sleeping, like cats coming up and like being in your face to suck your soul out while you're sleeping. And like that they're like little, that's why they're witches familiars. They're little minions of evil.
When did they stop doing that? It's like a
What do you mean?
pre-Y2K, I imagine. The whole soul sucking thing. When did they not?
When did cats stop?
You're
doing
telling me
it?
they used to do this. Yeah.
I mean, that's the lore.
Why would they? Why would they want it though? Well, I guess it's a not be cat anymore.
Also, though, I'm not like very knowledgeable about Egyptian, like,
God, they love cats.
ancient Egyptian like culture. Yeah, exactly. Because cats were guardians of their like crypts and stuff, of their tombs, weren't they?
I don't
think
know.
that's true. I have to Google it after, but that I think that's like a thing associating cats with death, but in like a nice way. That one is.
That's like a sweet one.
Yeah.
The hairless cat came from Egypt. Where'd that one come from? Called a Sphinx cat, maybe?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that's originally from. That seems like something that someone created and then was like, "Hey, you know what?"
Yeah.
I don't
Kinda
think
looks
that's
like
what
this.
it always looked like. Yeah.
Do you think I like that cat?
Sphinx cats? No, I don't think you do.
Hairless cat. Do you think I like that cat?
Yeah. I don't.
I like it or I don't.
You don't like it.
Unfortunately, I like it.
Do you like it? Why?
It's strange because I don't know, but I like when I'm around one. If I just see a photograph of one, I don't like it. But then if I meet it, I really like it. I like that it has
many
to
have you
wear a
met?
sweater. Maybe, let's say 2 or 3.
Okay.
I like that they have to have a little bit of like warmth. I like that they just kind of, they seem a little bit more like they don't need pets in a way. A little more
I
independent.
feel like you like animals that look like they got something a little wrong with them.
See, that's
like
not
they're a little
true. That's not
frail.
true. That's not true. Because I don't have any of that like ugly, cute, like empathy. Like I don't feel like, oh, it's so ugly, it's cute. I don't feel that.
It just seems like the way you like not greyhounds but whippets, which they seem frail. Italian greyhound, we did it the last episode and I get confused which one you like and which one you don't like.
I
don't
don't
like
particularly
Italian greyhounds.
love the Italian greyhound, but I like a whippet.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I like a greyhound. Now, again, Ro has some spinal issues, but she's still great, and she's not ugly. She's cute.
I think that's
Some of the cutest dogs
that's
ever.
also a thing. It's true. Rose is very cute. The hairless cats look like they all have scoliosis or something. Like they all look like they're just like. Eh.
Yeah. Now, I do think that you have the best cat I've ever seen, interacted with, ever.
Yeah, OSHA's great. The only thing I regret about OSHA is her name.
I mean, I think about that safety division immediately.
Yeah,
And you got on that hoodie to represent.
Yeah, I am all about safety out here. We didn't think about that at the time when we got her because we were just two stoners in college and we were really into Game of Thrones. So we were like, after a Game of Thrones character that's not... Because at the time, every other fucking person was naming their pets like Arya and Sansa and Grey, like whatever, the wolf names.
Grey Wolf.
So we were like, yeah. Shaggy Dog. So we were like something else. And Osha was like the wildling woman that helped the Stark family. And we weren't considering the Occupational Safety and Hazard Administration. So here we are.
See, for me, I've never seen Game of Thrones, nor will I. So I didn't know what Osha was. All these names that you said just now, I don't... Arya or whatever.
You're not so out of the loop that you don't know some Game of Thrones names. That's ridiculous.
Jon
Snow.
Jon Snow.
Yeah. Yes.
Jon Snow. I just said I know that. I know.
Yeah.
What's that other one with an R or something? Reinhardt, maybe. I don't know. But I do know about Jon Snow, and everybody liked him. Thought he was really hot, right?
Yeah, which I don't agree, but
yeah, I didn't care. I know about the coffee cup, and I know about that episode that was too dark, and they made a really bad choice.
I was like a whole season that was too dark. You know what? Jon Snow, who the actor's name is Kit Harington, is very good in. Is there's like HBO did a few different mockumentaries that are like sports ones, and there's one about tennis. And he plays like a youth tennis star that like is growing up as this. And there's like a segment where he's on a British talk show with Michael Sheen, who you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, but he's very funny, as the host, who's like mildly pedophilic, which is a whole other thing, making fun of a lot of British talk show host things. That Seville guy. Anyway, it's just a funny skit, and I recommend that everyone look up that, because he has Kit Harington like stand up and show off his muscles, and he's just like smoking a cigarette, being like, "My God!" Like, it's very funny.
Kit Harington's a great name. He did a good job.
Yeah, there's a good one.
Can't be his real name.
I think it is. I don't know what Kit is short for, but Kitty Hawk Harrington.
Maybe Kitten. Which is very fitting that you'd bring it up, because what we're talking about is cats, but before they become cat, they start off, I think all of them really start off as kitten.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't only a word for swingers in their 60s. This is also a word that originated with the cats. So,
explain that.
I would say the majority of, the word kitten. I mean, that's going to be a name a lot of these people are going to be using in that scene.
It just makes me think of, there's like a FetLife Dom. Like, there's a meme going around on Twitter, and has been for months, but it's just like, not now, kitten. Daddy has diarrhea, or like something like stupid.
That's one of my favorite memes, by the way.
It's so good. It's always so fucking funny.
Can you do that voice when it's that guy and he's like, "He's not now, kitten," or like it's like when he's like, kind of like, "It seems like kitten once." I can't do it. But give us a sampling.
Kitten meme kink. I gotta find one of these. God, it's so stupid. No,
we have someone very close to us. We have someone very close to us in the Corn Corner family who is incredible at this impression. He's absolutely incredible at it. Mr.
I'm so
Togo.
curious.
He's
Oh,
our
okay.
Discord mod, Mr. Togo. One of my oldest friends in my entire life. He is so good at the.
Immediately,
He,
one of the ones I found, one of the formats are a Discord thing. It says the daddy. I can't even do it. What is it like? Daddy's back. Daddy's back from his Discord session and has seen that you didn't give me whole pics. Daddy is angry with you. Snap me one right now before I come over there and punish my little kitten.
All right. Well, everybody, if you need a second to pause this podcast and take a shower or maybe cool down in some way, we're not sure which way that pushed you on the spectrum of,
Scream.
if her arousal is kind of in the middle of where this pen ink is, if it pushes you here or there, you're going to need a second to come back down to reality because we're not going to be talking about this anymore. The topic of this is cat. So come on back in.
I do want to.
Regardless. Go on. You want to keep talking about
I was
this?
going to say I do want to. Now that makes me go to a whole different subject though, which is pet play and how like in terms of trans stuff, I started out back in the day. I was a cat. I was a kitten. Had a bunch of cat ears and shit like that. And like thinking about it now, I'm like, what the fuck?
I guess to me, I never think about the kitten meme with like that whole thing with
Yeah.
like being a cat.
No,
Or a
definitely
kitten.
not. That it's one-sided. That's daddy is awful and a menace.
You like drink milk out of a saucer or something of that nature. What did you do?
I definitely like ate out of bowls on the ground and or whatever, and like, oh my god, I hate it. I just hate like at the time I was dating a couple, and the girl was a little
Never good.
and no hate to littles. No hate to littles. I'm sorry. I will say that now. It is not my thing. If it's your thing, I don't give a shit. As
Not
long as
my
you're not
thing
hurting
either.
anyone or like, yeah, I'm not yucking your yum, as they say,
Yeah.
which I hate. But it would just be like, there were a few times where she was in little space and wanted to like play with the cat and like, but it wasn't like sexual. It was that she was like,
No, I get it.
and yeah, like, and whatever, playing fetch with the cat, whatever the fuck, I don't know. And I had like a bell collar and shit like that. Ugh.
I'll tell you. It's really something. Do you eat wet? Did you like wet food? Is that like a treat? Did you fur balls?
That's the thing that it didn't know. Well, sometimes you fake it if you're, trying to be really cute. We just ate the same food as everyone else. The only I haven't been doing puppy play and eating dog food either. The only time I've done that is with you for this fucking podcast.
And that was in puppy play. That was like a
that was
grown
just us.
man eating, dog food. And
Doing
that
it
was
for the bit.
Now I will say I did actually truly think that I could trick you on a couple. I really did.
Clearly, you've never eaten dog food.
No, because I'm human. I believe I am. Anyway, it's so funny because whenever I think about like pup play or cat play or whatever, kitty, whatever, I think about just eating the food. Because to me, I'm like, that's what they do. Because I think about my experience with animals, and they're just kind of there, and then at some point I gotta feed them. And then,
that's
after
not
a while, they're just kind of there.
That's not the
Yeah, and
point
you
of
hear,
pet
like-
play. It's not to. You're not trying to be like I'm actually. I guess I am kind of doing that, putting a hood on and then just like sitting there. But that's not largely what people are going for. They're not trying to put like a kitten girl isn't putting her things on to go sit in the corner on a bed while you're like doing something else.
See, I guess I've never understood the what the goal is of it. I just don't care either.
Well,
sorry.
I think it's
everybody.
different for a lot of people, but dehumanization is all it is.
It just seems like a lot of work. It seems like there's other ways to be dehumanized in a kink sense. Then this is go on.
Don't you think it's, though, the most base level, easiest way to do that? Because what could be easier than, okay, you're a dog now. Dogs don't talk. Dogs don't walk. Like, dogs crawl on all fours. And, yeah, so, like, it's like, oh, I know how dogs act, and I know how people treat dogs. Boom.
I guess I would just be, like, really in my head with being like, well, how does a dog act? What kind of dog do I want to be? Like,
holy shit.
I guess I just can't get into the character of it.
That's so, like, I don't like to announce our little ideas on air because I want to save them for when we finally do them years down the line.
No,
but
a
mockumentary short where people go to, like, instead of character acting camp, it's like pet play camp, and they try to figure out their dog character, but it's like very overly serious, like Christopher Guest obviously inspired.
God. So good. That's so good.
Gotta do it.
He is Christopher Guest. I mean, I forget about him as like one of my big inspirations as just a, I don't know, human.
You need to, have you seen Waiting for Guffman? I always forget.
Which one? Waiting for Guffman is the mascot one?
No, that's Mascots.
My issue is Waiting for Guffman like musical or something. I don't know.
It's community theater. They're putting on like a play. Yeah.
I've seen them all, but the only one I remember is Best in Show.
Yeah.
But I do want to write a Dom mockumentary badly.
Yeah.
I've got so many ideas. I really want that to, but it's just, it's not the time right now. I got other things I need to do. I got other things that are my priority at the moment I gotta do. Now, something I do have a question about that you might know about that I've never understood is... Also, it's kind of funny right now. I don't know if people remember this or not, but remember when we used to have the theme song, Bop? Remember Bop, the theme song for the Corn Corner opening?
Of course.
You remember the person that wrote that, Brooks?
I'm familiar.
Remember how he had the laser vacuum? Remember how that was kind of a thing?
Yeah, that was another Brooks lore thing. Yeah.
Yes. Old Corn Corner fans are going to remember this. Brooks lore having a laser vacuum. Brooks just texted me and said, "Do you have a robot vacuum?" Which I just thought was so funny.
Why? I want to know why Brooks is asking that.
He said, "Do you have a robot vacuum?" Probably not, because you don't buy shit you don't need. And I said, "No."
That's a good point.
And he said, "Called it." And then he's talking about buying a robot vacuum for hair. I don't know. I haven't read it because I'm on a podcast currently, but I had to engage with it briefly because it was so funny to happen during the Corn Corner. But, water bowls. They make these ones for cat that drip constantly. It runs it through. We used to have one for our cat, who was a Nibelung we found on the streets and named Streets.
A what?
And a Nibelung.
Nibelung.
It looks like a Russian blue mixed with a Maine Coon. Very cute cat. If you Google picture of Nibelung, Streets looked just like this cat. Like, identically.
I'm so curious. Wow.
Like, literally identical.
Yeah, those are good cats. That's a great cat. Holy
They
shit.
all look the same. And temperament was just like your cat, Osha. Just like Osha. A little bit more mean, a little bit more kind of mischievous. Like, she attacked Ro a couple times. Anyway, point is,
What? Yeah.
Street's hair would always get into the water fountain, and we have to dig it out. And anyway, he loved when that water be dripping, and he wouldn't say to us because they can't speak, but they would think, "Wow, I love this kind of thing." Why is it that they love this kind of thing?
I don't know why the cats like running water more, because it looks cool or it makes a nice sound. We have Osha does not like it
because it looks cool.
I feel like yeah, because it's like look at that go. Osha doesn't like the fountain thing. She drinks out of the dog bowl, but she was like not raised around cat stuff. She's raised by like a dog, so I don't know.
She's like, I'm like a cool cat.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not really friends with many girls, so
yeah. I don't see gender, but if I were to see gender, what gender would Osha be?
She's a fucking girl.
That's right. What do you mean she wasn't raised with cats? She was born by a cat.
Because we got her. We already had a dog. We had Keith, and we I don't know why we did this, but we decided that we put her food right next to his food, and had them share a water bowl immediately. So she learned dog mannerisms, and we got her when she was weeks old. Also, she was a kitten. So, but she just went there, and that's, which I think, you can see that now also, but
yeah. She does act much like a dog would, but will jump on the counter and do things of that nature.
Yeah, which also Finn does. So,
maybe
just
Finn
all
was raised by a cat.
all doing it. Yeah.
Or which one of the animals is Osha the cat the biggest friends with?
Osha and Neptune are probably the closest of, yeah.
Does Osha have a little twinkly little collar thing? Do you like those? Not like them. How do you feel about it?
We don't have collars for any of them. Well, we have ones for the dogs, in case we are traveling. I'm chewing on a chip. And they're little rabies tags go on them and whatever. Yeah, I ate chips right before I got on here. But we don't have a collar. God damn it. I'm
get
choked
it
up
out
talking
of
about
you.
my pets. We don't have a collar for Osha because she does not, there's no chance of her running away or anything like that. It would just never happen. So I'm just I don't know. It seems weird to me for indoor animals to have collars on.
What if she got caught up in the wrong group and that group kind of influenced her in a bad way and said, hey, come hang out with us. I got the keys to the parents out of town, got the keys to the Trans Am kind of thing.
She doesn't meet anyone. Where's she meeting other cats?
I guess you're right. There's probably in order to get into mischief, you got to know other cats that are into mischief.
She's the one causing the mischief. Also,
she loves to knock something off of a table, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's broken several of her robot feeders.
Where did she learn that kind of thing from? She had to learn it from.
I feel like that's the thing that cats just come with it.
You spray bottle her sometimes?
Yeah, I have actually. I will now. I just have to like shake it at her because when X is living here, when Brian's at work, she'll like come and hound X and like scream to get to X's food. So I just have to go like. Sometimes I'll just hang the spray bottle on the gate that keeps her out of the area, and she'll like.
I'm cool.
She like sees it. Yeah.
They really don't like water on them, do they? They like to drink it, but they don't like it on the outside of them. So they like it on the inside, but not on the outside, which really makes you think, doesn't it?
Some cats do like it. Some cats love to get in the shower. I've never met one, but
I've never met one. Have you ever given Osha a bath? How do you feel about that kind of thing?
I've given Osha 2 baths ever, and the last time was in Seattle, and I like have never been more fucked up from cat scratches.
What happened to Osha?
She like I don't know what happened. Something happened though where she like had poop all over her butt, and I don't remember if she was like sick and then like had whatever and then butt scooted, but it was like disgusting. So we were like, all right, we have to give her a bath, and then we tried to like just do her butt and like lower her into it or like run the water like it, and like it just ended up being like her tacoed with her arms in, and then like I had to have her butt, so she had her like back legs out, and then I like just kind of let her rip the shit out of me with the back legs while I was like
Did you put a hoodie on or something or
yeah, oh like I was like, and jeans, like I was ready, but like they do the like and like push your clothes around. I still got fucked up. I have
Isn't
huge
it funny
hand scars from her.
how they bat things with that hand? Isn't it quite funny?
I like when they do the thing where they're holding something and then they do the back leg kickies.
Oh yeah. Streets was I can't remember if we've ever bathed Streets. I don't know. I don't think he liked it. But he loved to go in and out. He would bang on the door to go out.
He's for the streets.
I know. That's where he is. But, well, do you think that... Well, okay, with cats, they just kind of come to you, don't they?
What do you... Like, when you want to pet them? Or what do you
Into
mean?
your life. Like, they just kind of pop on into your life when you need one.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I would agree.
That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah. I mean, we've only had 2 pet cats. Like, I mean, X is half my cat, but we only had Osha and Ripley, the old witch cat.
Ripley was the one that was sucking people's soul and stuff like that.
She definitely, something was up with her. She was a stray, and we got her, and we were like, this cat is, like, we're doing hospice. This cat is not going to last long. And then she did last long. But, like, by the time she died, which was, like, of old age, the vet was like, I don't know how this thing's still going. Because she was, like, 20-something, like they guessed. Just by whatever. And it was like, Yep, we don't know either.
Wow. Well, look, people, this episode of the Corn Corner is going to be coming to a halt. But what won't be coming to a halt is our love for cats. And we've learned a lot about cats in this thing. So is there anything that our viewers need to know as corn dog listeners, as cat cohabilitators? How are we supposed to be interacting with these animals? What are some things we need to be looking at going forward?
I will say, as someone who has had multiple litter systems, my favorite and a little tip for cat owners out there is the Breeze system, which has pellet litter instead of a sandy one that makes a lot of dust and is bad for your cat's respiratory system. And you put a little there's like a little tray underneath that has an absorbing pad, and their pee goes down to that. It's great. You have to scoop less, and you only have to worry about their poop, and you change that little pee pad every like once a week or something. It's awesome. I highly recommend that. And you don't have to buy new litter all the time. Like, it's like, anyway.
It seems like a solution for the whole family.
Yeah. Especially the dogs who like to eat cat poop.
Wow. This is something that it seems like I might want to try out. If I want to try something like this out, how would I go about doing that? Is that on? It's got to be hard to get.
What? The litter?
Yeah. It's got to be hard to order, right? I have to go to a store and pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's on Amazon, but I'm always a big fan of just going to the store. I'm trying to Amazon less. I just came back here from Petco.
Wow. Well, people, this product's going to be available anywhere that you need to find a product. And, yeah, we look forward to hearing your reviews on it. Go ahead and tag us on your reviews of Breezy cat litter. And
yeah, Breeze cat litter system. And when you go to your local Petco or PetSmart, be sure to tell them that you have a coupon code.
We sent you.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just corn filler. So tell them that.
Corn
They'll give
filler.
You at least, 10% off.
Wow. Okay, people. Well, look, if you're shucked or you're creamed,
doesn't matter what kind of corn you are.
That's right.
As long as you're kind of
all
corn.
that matters is, big kind of corn.
Yeah.
All right, people. Well, look, give your cat an extra rub down for us and give it a pat on that head and tell it that we love it from the Corn Corner.
Also, I hope I'm not delayed too much so you don't stop recording. Go to patreon.com/thecorncorner to talk to us about your cat litter wants and desires, but keep it above board. Keep it PG. I heard what I said as soon as I said it, and I don't want to talk about any of that with you. I said a lot of things. I'm not a cat girl.
I said a lot of things about this subject that could be misconstrued, and I want to be clear that not one of them was meant to be misconstrued, and I was talking about the animal fully
legitimate.
Okay?
Only that.
All right, I'm gonna hit the stop button now, so make sure that you're smiling.